I say even as a wonderful afternoon to our viewers out there. You're welcome once again to Sports Orbit. My name is Alpha Cho. Victor Osimhen is also on today's edition of the program. Welcome to Sports Orbit again.
Thank you, Asho.
On today's edition of the program, we'll begin straight, of course, with a story making the round concerning Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen, and reports reaching us suggest that his purported move to Chelsea will no longer materialize due to his huge wage demands. According to what most reports coming out of England, Osimhen is demanding in excess of about £500,000 a week for him to make the move to Chelsea. But of course, it's been suggested that Chelsea are not willing to pay such a huge sum of money for Victor Osimhen. Of course, Victor Osimhen has been in the news even way before the transfer window open. Today you hear Arsenal, tomorrow you hear United, PSG. During the weekend, news broke about move to Saudi Arabia, but his agent completely said his client has no business in Saudi Arabia at this point in time. But I mean, for Osimhen, it seems to be a situation where he's stuck because he clearly wants a move away from Napoli. But of course, recall that he signed an extension last year, and Napoli slammed a huge buyout clause on his new deal, which is scaring away potential suitors.
Yeah, just like you say, as a Nigerian, I'm also a bit concerned about the way and manner the cement transfer issue has been completely stopped.
Yeah.
And if going into the summer after the end of last season, every transfer everybody expected could happen early window of the transfer was supposed to be Osimhen, because even before the end of the season, there was a speculations and rumor that Osimhen is going to move, and even the players making known that he's likely going to play somewhere elsewhere. But behold, by Osimhen is willing to go, he has submitted a transfer request. The club is willing to release him. Clubs are willing to buy him, but the only thing in the contention is the release clause. That is the huge amount that he allowed him to slam on him, and I blame him and probably his representative because. Sometimes you need to guide yourself and guide your careers and guide yourself diligently. For instance, you have make up your mind even before the end of the season, before you're going to sign a new contract. Your contract was to expire this season. You have 1 year left on your contract. On the first instant contract you signed with Napoli when you are moving from Lille. Then when you are moving there, that contract you have make up your mind that by the end of that season you have to move last season. Okay, they pleaded that you should stay, and you know that they're going to move next season. But he still went ahead to negotiate a 5-year contract. Who does that? I think I made an example before. In the case of Mbappe, we'll see how it play out. Mbappe wanted to move, the club wanted him to stay. They pleaded with him to sign a new contract. The French man said, "No, I've made up my mind. But since you are not allow me to go, let me stay and see out through my contract." That's why all the pressures, everything, even to the extent to come to extent, even the president of the country, Macron has to intervene for him to sign. The players say, "No, I'm going to see out my contract." He remained quietly and allow his contract to play out. But in the case of Osimhen refused to learn from that experience. This club wanted to put you to force you to stay. You went ahead and signed a 5 contract. Now you have signed a 5 contract. Not that you are not good for any club to every club every club desire to want to have you in their squad. But unfortunately, the release clause is scaring a whole lot of people away. And apart from that, okay, in the case of Chelsea, Manchester has come in, although Chelsea is one of the lowest on the Osimhen wish list. Because he lifted his target and he wanted to play in the Champions League. Since Chelsea is not in the first play in the Champions League, Osimhen is not in the first priority club he wanted to go. But because of the way it is now, he now let me join Chelsea, and following the intervention of former Chelsea players, the like of Mikel Obi, the like of David Robafo, have also called him personally that the guy wanted to come to our club. That will forget about the Champions League. After next season, Chelsea will be in the Champions League next season. Come and help build the club. Okay, you want to, and now you now come with your personal selfies into, do I call it selfies? What for you to demand for a huge as £500,000 a week? But after, why you don't play ball, sir?
Give it up for other things.
Kai, but this is but God, I don't even see Dangote as a richest person making £500 million in a week. That a week, not that, not I'm not talking about a month salary. A week, just within a week, in some week you may be let him kick ball. Just for you to kick ball, you sometimes you go for training, you kick ball around and you get paid as huge as 500 million to £500,000 a week. That means within in a month we are expecting your account to be sold up about £2 million per week. And to me, and if Chelsea wanted to agree to accept me, that would make him the highest paid players in the Premier League. And obviously, I think Smith will also know that this is huge.
All right, moving on to some other stories on the continent, where the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has lifted the ban on the Alphonse Massamba Debat Stadium in Brazzaville, Congo, allowing them to play their opening qualifier for the 2025 AFCON at home against South Sudan on Thursday, September the 5th. The decision marks a pivotal moment for Congo, as the stadium had been previously blacklisted due to non-compliance with CAF's stringent infrastructure and safety standards. But of course, after that ban initially, the upgrades and renovations were done to the stadium, which has now finally passed, the CAF test. So congratulations to Congo. They now have the opportunity of playing their home game, at home, due to they renovating their stadium.
Yeah, sometimes the problem with Africa, sometimes we do complain about the maintenance cultures in Nigeria. It's not only Nigeria. It's maybe with the exceptions of North African and probably South African, it's African problem generally. Like the stadium, the Brazzaville stadium they show on the screen. I remember in 2015 I was privileged to went to Congo for All Africa game. When the Congo Brazzaville holds the 2015 Africa game. Yeah. That particular stadium, it was wholesome, magnificent stadium to the standard. And I wonder within less than 10 years, within less than a decade, that stadium completely go out of play. So I don't know what is completely wrong with Africa. And sometimes we complain here several times when you hear that a sovereign country, a country as a whole, can't afford to have a single stadium to play their own home game at the national stadium.
I remember what happened to Comoro.
Yes.
Where they had to adopt the stadium for their home games.
That's for a club.
Exactly. So meaning there's no standard. There's no standard stadium.
Yeah, for a club, competition, not the top of the international national competition. So that's why I'm African as a country is to feel ashamed, and I feel that just a situation to not befell on Nigeria. And if not thanks to the gospel of Akpabio, not thanks to Akwa state government that have taken upon themselves to maintain that stadium. That's what was during the era of gospel of Akpabio. That's almost about 10 years ago. But they're still the successful government in Akwa state have taken up ensure that they maintain that stadium, and that's why it's still playable. And if not for that stadium by now, maybe Nigeria will also go and find somewhere in Benin Republic or somewhere in Ghana to begin to play their home match. Africa need to learn, because there are some things that ordinarily shouldn't even supposed to happen. For instance, we make a case of Liberian, when a former World Player of the Year was the president for 4 years, and even as a former, if other setup should have suffered under his admission, football not supposed to suffer. But the former World Player of the Year during his tenure, his country cannot play their home match in the home, and all these things go around. It happened to South Tome, happened to several African countries that you cannot mention them name. But it's unfortunate. But well, congratulations to Congo, and I hope that they will not allow this thing to happen again. They need to maintain our stadium. And Nigerians will take that example that if such a thing can happen, it shouldn't happen to Nigeria. We still complain about the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. Often now, if you go to that stadium, yes, because it's raining, it's very green, look very friendly in the face, but it's not playable.
Right, let's move to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. This time, the Falconets, where head coach Christopher Danjuma has assured the Nigerians that his girls go all the way in search of triumph over their Mexican counterparts when both sides clash in a friendly game on the top of Club Banco de la República in Bogota on Monday evening. That's tonight. He said the victory over Australia was such a sweet one, but I've told the ladies to drive it into the recesses of their minds. As I keep saying at every turn, FIFA World Cup finals here will not be easy. Of course, the Falconets will be in action. Of course, a friendly match which will be played, of course, 9:30 p.m. Nigerian time, and the coach is once again assuring of victory. Well, for me, I mean, beyond assuring victory, these are just friendly games,
It's just a
tune-up games.
game.
Exactly. So whether we lose or win, for me, is
It doesn't,
inconsequential.
it's
Exactly.
inconsequential. It doesn't
So
matter.
go to the tournament and get the job done.
Yeah, but what he's trying to see is to maintain the winning momentum and then keep this. Let's keep the spirit going. And we hope that they will begin to keep the spirit going. Yes, they won against Australia and the yes in the play. But coming against the Mexico, just like you say, the Mexico game will give them a true test and to know the strength of his team going to the world championship. And the Flamingo Falcons having played the final twice, 2010 and 2014. The least one could expect now is to also probably get the trophy this time around if it's possible. And we can expect to dream it, because if you look at the squad, it's a semblance of the under 17 who do well in the World Cup last year, and some couple of players bring it together. And he had a very useful squad and a very attacking squad. Believe that everything will work in their favor. Sometimes you may do your homework, but other things will go against your favor. But we hope that the Nigeria Football Federation will be able to motivate those girls very well. We learn the Secretary General of the Nigeria Football Federation, Dr. Mohamed Sanusi, is with the team, and we hope that he will not just there with the team, but to go to additional motivator and not to be a distractor to the team.
All right, to some local news now, where Katsina United, the Katsina State government has actually dissolved the management of the NPFL side. The acting governor Farouk Lawal announced the solution in a letter signed by the head of the civil service. Funny, it's like the team is a parastatal under the state ministry, where it's a head of service who have to, well, reasons for the dissolution are not clearly stated, but of course, like they say, no smoke without fire. We know how management of football boards are considered in Nigeria. These are probably job for the boys, like they say. Of course.
It is an opportunity to another
exactly. So of course, it's a new governor, so he might feel that, of course, some people who work for him, but a victory at the polls should, be in charge of some certain parastatal.
We have seen this several things, not just limited to Katsina United. Across all the clubs that are being run by the state government in this country, the clubs are not run professionally, rather they are just being run like a parastatal under the Ministry of Sport, or the Ministry of Sport in the particular state. And just like you say, the secretary of the government being the one to issue a statement to dissolve the club. It's not ordinarily supposed to be the board or probably the owners of the club who is supposed to do so. But unfortunately, in the state government, they say he who pay the tunes of the music. So it's left for him about but the one that the league will start this ending of this month, less than a week, about probably this weekend. And now you are here dissolving the board. Where were you right from the ending of last season? If the intention was to fortify the team and ensure they put new management to reposition the team for a effective performance in the cup, where were you since last end of the season? Now, just less than a week to the commencement of the season, we are now setting up a new board, and a new board now have to come, begin to do some necessary things they're supposed to do: buy new players, recruit a new coach, or if you are some players, you need to let them go. Now, it's not going to take a new board. Probably, if I thought they are even coming from the football background, if they have the football background, if it's not just a political appointee, that means they have to begin to know the rhythm of routine, how the club is being managed. And it will take them, and before you know again, Katsina United, God knows, we hear them begin to struggle to maintain their status in the Premier League. So government, in as much as we know that you pay the fee, you sanction the fee, but you take the decision. If you must take the decision, take it at the right time. Take it at the right time, not just say that I must take a decision. But if you want to take it, it must be the right decision to take the right decision.
All right, to another NPFL news, where this time Bendel Insurance is set to unveil 10 new players next week ahead of the upcoming season. The newly recruited players, 10 in number, of course, will be unveiled next week as Bendel Insurance, prepare for the new season ahead.
Well, congratulations. I hope that it's all effort to strengthen the team.
Exactly.
Better insurance, they did well last season,
Yeah.
and even though it's still before last season,
Since they have returned back
since
to
they
the top
come,
flight,
yeah. So thank you very much. Since they returned from NNLs, they have been performing wonderfully well. Even last season, when there's a political tussle between the governors and the deputy governor, you know that particular club was under the office of the deputy governor. So in particular, in those things, it's under the office of the deputy governor. Yeah. And Philip Saab as a deputy governor and sometimes a former player himself has always been very committed to sport in terms of sport development. Most of the sport development, sport commitment we have from the those state government were all attributed to Saab with commitment to the passion for sport. Yeah. But despite their political tussle, they didn't allow it to affect the club. So kudos to the governor in that direction for not allowing it to affect the Queen and at the same time the better insurance. Now, signing 10 new players and probably release some of those they feel that is surplus to the requirement, and then bring in new players and hope that they'll be able to match up for the new season. So that's a good one.
All right, let's go to the EPL now, where of course Nigerian midfielder Alex Iwobi made history after scoring in their win over Leicester City on Saturday. Iwobi has now scored 10 consecutive Premier League season and now scored 23 goals in the English top flight. Well, you say congratulations, and it seems so. I mean, like he's played 10 seasons already in the Premier League.
Yeah, and the Premier League both in Arsenal, Everton, and as well
exactly now
Fulham. So congratulations to him. I think so. It also appears to be have one of the, if not the highest or one of the highest Premier League. All of Nigerian players playing highest level of Premier League in the EPL.
Exactly, yeah.
I think he has that record now. So
I think so.
Gradually, he will be establishing himself as the first record with the Premier League record. So congratulations to him, and we believe that we are coming. He's coming probably next week in the FIFA window. Next week will be FIFA window, and we have a match against the Republic. Even though we are yet to have a coach. But I learned that probably Alpha will be engaged as an interim base to take out the team.
I'm sure I should be able to do a good job.
Well, it's quite funny that the Nigerian Football Federations have failed to learn. Yesterday we were discussing from somewhere, and it appeared even when it's like either Nigeria is on course. I don't really understand what is happening to us as a nation. Just like it's happening in government, where everybody thought that they are done with the bad of the Buhari government, then Tinubu government become the worst. The same situation when Nigerian football fans were hoping that let Amaju Pinnick let the Pinnick go, hoping that Pinnick will be the worst football administrator in the country. Now Gucho come from nowhere else. In Northern, even in the first place, sometimes if you are to even look their antecedents of individuals where they are coming from, there's some certain position they are not supposed to qualify. They are not qualified to acquire that position. For instance, I said it clearly without undercalling anybody. Guso as a FA chairman in Zamfara State for over a decade, he had that position. What was his development in terms of football development to Zamfara State? Zamfara State is one of the league from the north, one of the league from the north that don't have any playable pitch. For one, and at the same time, they don't have a club in the Premier League. They don't even have a club. Even the Zamfara that was in the Premier League almost get relegated from NNL to the second division last season. That's where Guso come from. So, in terms of football, what has he done in the state to warrant it to even make him the president of Nigeria? For and can see simple decisions that need to be taken in less than 30 days, or probably in less than a week. It's taking Guso for almost 3 months, 4 months. Okay, when they wanted to release within the judge of his appointment after when they did a meeting, itemized what they need to do to improve on the team. It came out that a foreign coach, they are already contacting a foreign coach that's coming up. Philip just has moved on since then. After how many months now? Up to today, Gucho is here to discuss or to know who and who to put in charge in the foreign coach. Sometimes before you come out to make a comment, do your homework well. But he came out and said that okay, if you need to go that they are going to employ a technical, as if he has already had somebody who has already contacted the technical advisor into it. Now the team is going to play next week. They don't have a coach.
Let's move away from that to see what happens in the course of the week. Now to some other news where new Liverpool coach and slot says players who are in the final year of their contract at Liverpool must work hard to ensure it. He said the only thing I have to do is what I do with all of them is to bring the best out of the players. Of course, a lot of couple of senior players, the likes of Virgil van Dijk, Mohamed Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold are already on their last season, and the manager is saying there won't be an automatic contract for anybody, but they must prove it on the pitch for them to extend their contracts.
Well, yes, I agree with him. You must not give somebody a contract based on compassionate grounds, and you need to earn your place in the team. And just like Vadai is making it know that you need a contract extension, you need a contract extension. All you need to do, you don't even need to cry about it. The age. Sometimes people may look at your age, but age is, in my view, age it may be second requirement in the game. As far as they see you that you are still good, no club or no manager will even look at your age. So, and just like you need to earn your place in the team. And I can clearly see that Salah is one of those who already earned his place in the team, and you see how he played fantastically well yesterday. So if you are even asking them now that let Salah go, and will be the one to even will be the one to even argue that no, we can't let Salah go this time around.
All right, to some tennis now. Of course, the U.S. Open where Djokovic is eyeing Islam record in the U.S. Open, which of course begins today. Yeah, of course, Djokovic. Currently seeking his 25 Grand Slam, but it's proving quite difficult. But of course, congrats to him, won the Olympic gold medal, completing what they call the Golden Slam. Of course, US Open begins today, and Djokovic, one of the stars to look out for.
Yeah, well, we wish him well, and I think he's the oldest tennis player now.
Currently,
after probably because Nadal is no longer in the reckoning, the oldest player now, and just like I will put that what happened before they fell on Serena Williams when he was hoping to equal the record, unfortunately couldn't end the record. So Djokovic is like the likes of Akras and the rest has become a stumbling block for him at the Wimbledon. We were expecting that he's going to win the Wimbledon, but Akras come from nowhere and beat him in the final just like years ago. So it's like that those guys have become a stumbling block for him to achieve his 25 Grand Slam. But this is the last Grand Slam of the year. We hope you'll be able to weather the storm based on the success of Peter Cry in the Olympic gold medal game. Maybe that will give him additional motivators and to get a step further.
Of course, finally, before we leave, let's go to the Bundesliga where Vincent Kompany started his Bayern career with a winning start in a 3-2 victory over Wolfsburg yesterday. Of course, German Musiala and the likes of Gnabry were on target to ensure that Bayern took all 3 points in Vincent Kompany's start to life as the head coach of Bayern Munich.
Yeah, congratulations to do I call him rookie coach? Well,
no, of course, sure. At this level,
well,
sure.
But this is
still learning the ropes.
He is coaching one of the biggest clubs in the world.
That's what I was saying. Exactly.
So congratulations to him. It's good. It's good to start on the winning note, but it's almost proven difficult for him yesterday. But thanks to the Gnabry and coming from that they made looking in the 80-something minute. So congratulations, starting on the that will give you additional motivation, probably ease some pressures. You know, see when you are just coming as a rookie coach and they hold up the expectation, can they do it? Can they do it? So winning your first match, ease some pressures off you, and if you courage to go further.
All right, with that we call it a day on today's edition of Sports Orbit. During the weekend we'll be back again for more on Sports Orbit, where we'll give you more trending stories around the world, and of course give you a review of other sporting events that happened during the week. And thank you for being in the studio in today's edition of the program.
Thank you, Ashley.
Until we come your way, do have a wonderful week. My name is Afa Achua, and it's back now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.